I recently relocated from Boston. I now live in Florida. I'm an analyst and a consultant in the AI space. And today I'm going to talk to you about AI literacy. The most important thing that we can do as individuals, as businesses, and as a society, in my opinion, is to invest in AI literacy. You see, history is full of examples where ignorance has led to downfall. In fact, if you think of the last few years that we have been through, during the COVID pandemic, we lived and saw firsthand what the lack of health literacy did for a lot of our communities. We can't make that mistake again. AI is that much more important. So today, I'm here to talk to you about AI literacy and why that is something that you should be invested in. First, some context. 9 years ago, I was running a consulting firm. We were doing well, but I'd seen AI. I'd seen the progress that was being made. And on one hand, I was intrigued. I saw all the great things that were happening. And on the other hand, I recognized very quickly that a lot of the services that we were providing to our clients were ultimately going to be threatened by this new technology, right? And I don't know about you, but I needed answers. And I looked to my social feed and it was crazy, right? You had people that were hyping AI, promising a new techno-utopia. You had people that were saying it was going to lead to the end of the world, and others that were saying it was just a fad, right? There were loud voices on both ends. You know, P-doom 99.99%. But I also looked at our legislators and our leaders, and I saw people that were out of their depths. I looked at our educators and our teachers, and I really wondered if they were at risk of getting left behind. I looked at other business owners, and I saw that a lot of them had a lot of the same questions that I did. And the alarms bells were going off, you know? So I did what any reasonable person who is afflicted with the same disease of being a founder would do. I started going out and reading books and listening to podcasts and watching videos and finding primary sources to learn. And you know how these things typically go, one thing leads to another. And I pivoted my company to launch an AI literacy platform. And so if you go to Maginative.com today, you'll see coverage of the most important stories in AI. We provide consulting services to a lot of the Fortune 500 companies, OEMs, etc. And so I come to you with a unique perspective. Not only am I covering the AI space, so I'm fully aware of where the technology is, where it's going, but I'm also working with companies that are applying it in their businesses and in consumer products. And what is AI literacy? AI literacy is being able to understand, to evaluate, and to make informed decisions about AI. And I'm not saying you need to go out and get a PhD in this stuff. You don't need to know the latest RAG optimization techniques, but you do need to know how to use it. Think of it like the computer or the internet. How many of you actually know what's going on inside your computer? But you do need to know how to use it in order to drive your business forward, etc. AI literacy will give us a couple of advantages. One, it will allow us to ask better questions. One of the things that irked me about the conversations we were having online is that we were so distracted with sensationalism by the media that a lot of the important questions that we needed to be asking, nobody was talking about them. AI literacy means that we can have deeper conversations, but also include more voices in the conversation. AI is something that needs to be decided and discussed by as many voices as possible. And ensuring that we can bring more people to the table will be critical. But most importantly, it will allow us to develop effective oversight, better regulation and governance, and ultimately, hopefully, leverage this technology to improve our everyday lives. Now, if you can't appreciate what AI can do for your business, I'm going to use our company as an example. So 10 months in, a two-man company, we were able to leverage AI to produce over 1,000 articles, launch 2 podcasts. We have reached over 330,000 readers. In fact, today we have roughly 50,000 people coming to our website every day to learn about AI. We have been able to compete and match some of the largest media entities because we have been able to leverage AI. And you'll often hear leaders of AI companies talk about future companies and billion-dollar companies being led by just 2 people or 3 people, you'll see the exponential power that AI can grant you as a company over time. So I'm going to give you 3 tips about AI literacy, how we leverage it, and how you can use it. The first, fundamentals matter. If someone comes to me and they're like, hey, we want to have a conversation about AI, I first tell them that they should read the book Live 3.0 by Max Tegmark. If you have read it, if you haven't read it, it's an amazing book. But the best thing about it is that it has a glossary of definitions. There's so many times that you find people having conversations about AI when they haven't even agreed on what the definition of AI is. And so establishing a baseline within your organization is going to be critical to ensure that everybody is building from the same foundation and that you're all on the same page. 2, application is key. AI is great. It's an amazing technology, but it is not a silver bullet. Unless you're applying AI to optimize your processes in driving productivity or solving a customer need, don't be that company that makes the mistake of thinking you can just get the latest, most capable model and apply it to a broken product and it will fix it. Application is going to be key. And third and finally, continuous learning is non-negotiable. AI is not new, and we have a very long-term view on this technology. In fact, when you think about it, rather than being opinionated on a certain tool or a product, the rate of change of the technology is so rapid that it makes more sense for you to develop a mental model and a framework so that you can continuously adapt and change. And that's what I'd recommend for you. So if you remember nothing else today, please take this away from my talk. Focus on investing in AI literacy, not only for yourself, but for your entire team. And with these 3 tips, establishing your fundamentals, ensuring you're applying AI to an actual business solution, and you're continuously learning, hopefully you'll see success and thrive. Thank you.